All right. So the first, if I want to describe a person who is good at his or her work, like the topic number 19, we can evaluate the person how good he or she is at work is from his credibility. His credibility, it means that how much he can be trusted, can be relied on any situation. So the first thing that we are going to say is the person has the credibility if he or she meets these four prerequisites. The first is responsibility. The second is integrity. The third is honesty. And the last is sincerity. When we're talking about the responsibility, it means that if we give the person a job, assign him any assignment, with any assignment, he will be responsible. He will tell you, oh, madam, oh, sir, I'm ready to be blamed for the ones that you have trusted me, but I'm doing a mistake. So I'm ready to be punished, or I'm ready to be given any fines or any additional jobs in order that I can compensate the mistakes that I have already made. So the person that is responsible will not just leave his work or abandon his work by moving to another company or stop when he has already done something wrong. But if he wants to move to another company or stop, he will finish what becomes his responsibility first. The second is integrity. We're talking about the integrity. We say that a person, if he talks about something, for example, he talks about the job or talks about anything that he wants to reach, then he will becomes the person that keeps his promise. He will not stop doing the things. He will not delay the things, but until he will do the things until he can finish everything that he say. That is called integrity. For example, I already tried to say to Clara that we are going to reach the target of your Ielts score to get 7 or 8. But I will make the promise and I keep doing the hard work. We keep learning more than 120 minutes for each time of our learning, probably 180 minutes. That is more than our promise, only 90 minutes, because we have the target of getting your score as high as possible. That is called the integrity. And the third is honesty. The honesty is about how you can be trusted and how you want to be frankly, never lie to your boss or bosses, or much less to yourself or even your family. We know that if a person is loyal in trivial matters, hal sepele, then he will also be loyal in the we can say that he will also be loyal in the higher or much bigger cases. But if the person cannot be trusted or cannot be loyal in the smaller cases, then we can say that this person is cannot be trusted also in smaller cases, cannot be also be trusted in the trivial matter, cannot also be trusted in the bigger cases. That is called the honesty. For example, we want to test how honest the person. I have recruited one employee. This one employee is the ones that I'm testing for 3 months since I got the interview, when he passed the interview, and we are going to see whether he will escape to the next level or not. We're going to employ this new employee for around 3 months. Now I have the business associate. Just say that Clara is my associate. So we have the deal that we are going to cooperate between my employee and your employee and how to test them. I'm making a deal with you, the business deal, but I trust my new employee to have the deal with you concerning about the money, about the project or anything that we are going to say. And then when he has the deal with you, when he is going to report to me, we will see whether the reports that he is going to convey to me is exactly the same like the ones that you have already done. But because you secretly also will record the voice and record the meeting when you are going to discuss with him. So I will also listen as though I was present at there. By doing this, we will know and we can measure how far the credibility or the reliability of the employee that we have already trusted him to see how good he works on the honesty, even in the trivial matters that we have already trusted him or her. And then the last is the sincerity. Sincerity means that can the person be trusted in doing his job, but with full of the sincerity. Sincerity means that he wants to do the job without being forced. For example, he has already had a commitment of reaching the target of selling the thing for 100 millions. And he say, yeah, sir, I will never stop until I reach my target. Usually you are going back from a home at 4 o'clock. But on that day, your employee has a appointment with his family member, probably his wife, his daughter, his mother, or his other family members for quite important things in the agenda that needs his presence in the company. But at the end, that was also the day of reaching the target before changing of the month into the new date. For example, tomorrow is on the 1st July, or tomorrow is the 1st August. And this is the last day for the 30th of June or the 31st July. So what should he do? Will he still be ready without grumbling by saying that, oh, I will do whatever that I say, sir. I will not be grumbling. I will not complain about my appointment with my family members, but I will cancel or delay it by giving them a reason that I will keep working because I have the hard target to reach, and this is the end of the month that I hope that I expect their understanding that they will not blame me because of my job, because I have already done the commitment. So I will not complain. I will work enjoyably, happily, without telling anybody that I'm grumbling. So it's the sincerity. It means the sincere that you want to work and you keep your promise, like the consistency that you have already done something right and you will never stop until you reach the target. But it's called the consistency or the persistency. But the ones that I say the sincerity is the condition of without being forced, but you still want to do something that you have already said in your job without being forced by anybody, and you do it wholeheartedly without stopping, and you will never complaints or saying anything bad about you, about your boss, or about the jobs that you are working on until you reach the target. And surely it will probably satisfy your boss or bosses or the other people because you are such a person. Although whether or not you can reach the target is not the problem, but the ones that we know that this type of the person has already done his best for anything that has been said. Okay, right now I'm going to ask Clara. Do you think that the explanation of what I'm saying is already clear enough, or should I relate and makes the more the coherence by connect to each other between these four factors? So that's why we say that the person that is good at work is the person that has the credibility that connects these four factors.
I think it's already clear enough, and I thought that you would say what you would tell about example of the person.
Yeah. So do you have any suggestion? What should I add for the additional information?
The example, or like the
Yeah, anything that you want to say.
I don't think there is other.
Okay, now I believe that it's the Clara's time for choosing this text for the more so that we can do the speaking. I means that I'm going to send to you also for this part of the speaking test, which you can actually get it from the topics that has been given. So you can choose which one of them I'm going to send to your WhatsApp. Is it okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Now you can see it already. I mean, already sent it to you. You can choose between the cue cards for the April to July 2020, so that you can actually have this part of the speaking, and I think that is a good idea for us, so that you can actually tell about the about the possibility for talking more about the Ielts. Because the more topics that you are choosing, but you can choose only one of them, which I believe that it will be a very good idea for the speaking parts.
Sir, so I have to choose one of these, or
Yeah, I mean, you choose one of them. That is quite of the good idea. Do you have any parts of that you want to say or something?
actually I'm confused which one that I should choose. I mean,
Do not be confused, Clara. Do not be confused.
because I mean there's a lot that I kind of know, but and
Yeah, you can choose any, because I will give the feedback by adding the more questions whenever that I'm trying to ask you, right? Because you will not only speak it, but I will also ask anything that you are saying. This is the cue card usually for the module 2 and module 3 for the speaking. Just choose any. Choose from something that is the easiest for you first.
Easiest for me.
Yeah, the easiest. Do not choose the hardest one because this is just take it as a warming up.
That you said in your life. Hmm.
Just say that this is the warming up, okay? So I believe that it will be, yeah, we can say this will be a very good way of speaking. Yeah, whenever you are speaking, but you have the interlocutor. Interlocutor is lawan bicara. It's me. It will be more interesting and it will train your ability to think more about a new way of conveying some things that you want to other people to know about the things that you have already talked. Like me,
Mm.
you must explain by exposing the exposition composition, the exposition type, like analytical. You must expose the things that you want to say, then you can connect them one with another. Let me tell you, okay? Wait. Okay, you can start from the 53 topics that we're going to have right now. What can you tell me about the time when you were sleepy, but you still had to stay awake? This is the worst experience as I can,
Yeah,
yeah, as I can see that this is the worst experience.
yeah. It is actually very common to students, to especially students who study in ITB like me, because we we always uh, we always don't have enough sleep because there are lots of tasks and quizzes and exams that were around the corner. I remember back then in my first semester back then in actually there was one night that I should I uh, I had to do chemistry homework, and it was actually the homework was online. So, and the due date was, I think it was 2 hari lagi. It was
More days, 2 more days for your due date.
2 more days for the due date. But since I knew that tomorrow would be a busy day, and I knew that I wouldn't have time to do the homework tomorrow, so I had to do the homework at 9 or 10 p.m. But actually, at that time, I had difficulty in doing the homework because there are lots of features that I didn't really understand when I was uh, when I was doing the homework, because the questions require us to draw draw the chemistry molecule, and I just didn't really understand how to use each of the features, and had I just spent hours, and eventually I finished at 1 or 2 a.m.
So I
And
believe that the sleep is very something valuable for students like you and your other friends.
yeah,
Yeah, it's when something like sleep is actually needed when you have the time. I believe that you want to sleep more than you should, like normally. You
yeah,
you keep the revenge in your heart, and you avenge it when you have the time to sleep. You will sleep more than you should.
Yeah, I wish that I could sleep for 7 hours every day, but I ended up not getting enough sleep. I probably just sleep for like 6 hours, and I would be so grateful if I could sleep for like 6 hours
So these
or
six
7 hours.
hours, these 6 hours that you are saying, did you really have the high quality high quality work, or you did not have the high quality sleep? Not work, sleep. Like if you really have the high quality sleep, although it is only 5, 6, or 7 hours, I do believe that it will be enough for you. But if you do not have the high quality work, if you do not have the high quality sleep, sorry, not work,
Yeah,
surely it will be a very tiring day for you. Because if you have the high quality, it means you have the really deep sleep. You will reach until the phases where you can still have the dreams. We are mammals, right? When we are mammals, we have the phase where we can reach the phase of sleep, which we can have the dreams, or at least you can really make your body totally rest by deep sleeping. You will
mm,
feel that tomorrow when you are getting up, you will feel very, very fresh, and you are ready to challenge the day. Otherwise, it will be a very tiring day. Some people sometimes their mind keep working and they never stop thinking about their problem, about the things that they should do for the next day. And finally, as the consequence, this person must not have the enough sleep. But this person will, yeah, like will will only do whatever actually that makes his or her body not rest, and cause of the not resting will be felt by the next day when his body keeps working all the times and never get to sleep. It means that if you are not sleeping, your heart do not get a rest. If your heart do not get a rest, and if you are too tired, we do not know. Wherever,
yeah.
anywhere like Citra Bunga Lestari,
Oh yeah, I know.
husband,
Yeah,
what is her husband name? Ashraf or something? Got a
yeah,
heart
Ashraf.
attack. Yeah, got a heart attack suddenly.
Yeah,
Although people says that, oh, he's a sportman. He always do the regular sport. He always
yeah.
do
Work up.
many things to keep his body fit. But it doesn't guarantee your health. It doesn't guarantee that you will have a heart, the healthy heart that will make you feel alive. When you are working to overload, it means the overtimes and the overload more than your heart can work. Although from the outside, it seems like you are very healthy, but from the inside, we do not know, and it will cause your heart to have the damage, and it will attack you from the inside internally. It will cause your body, your heart to stop working immediately, and all the engines start working, and then there you go, you are leaving this world.
Yeah,
So that's why I say that sleep is a very important thing. You can't
yeah,
just evaluate that the sleep is more than the money that we are earning. You know that many people, especially the rich people, they sometimes, although their money is a lot, but because they keep thinking they do not have the peace in their mind, they will not sleep. Even some of them get the depression You know, reading from the line news, there is the TikTok actress that is called Saya Kakar,
Mm-mm.
the Indian TikTok art actress, commit the
Yeah.
suicide in 16 years old because of the depression. And
Yeah.
there was also another actress that also committed the suicide due to the depression. I think that this psychologically is related to their minds. They were influenced by something that pressed their mind as a burden. So that's why probably you see that probably they are very healthy, they have a lot of money, but it doesn't guarantee that they are uh, very healthy too in their mind. It means it doesn't guarantee that they have enough sleep because they have a lot of mind to think about. Excuse me, the topic that you were choosing just now, what number there? Because I press the button and it goes.
Uh, number 53.
All right. Now it's your turn again. 53. Oh, talk about the beautiful city. I think that I go down too far. Oh, this one. Okay, come on.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, sleeping is has been struggles for us. I mean, I myself feel the pressure of, having to study more. Like because I saw most of my friends, uh, they usually study more by sleeping less, so they risk their health. I mean, they they kind of um they kind of you know think that getting high score or better score is better than
Yeah,
having
but
enough.
what for, Clara? What for? I think that they are useless if they are dying in their young age, dying young.
But getting high score means that uh it will make you have a higher chance of getting a better job in the future. So, like, yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
who can guarantee that you can live that long?
yeah, I don't know. It just, I mean, people nowadays thought that doing more things means that you are you are closer to the success, or yeah.
It's a part of their trajectory, I think.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
sometimes I felt the pressure, I sometimes, I was sometimes confused, like, should I study more or should I just go to sleep because I've already felt tired. Sometimes I felt that.
but my suggestion for you that you should not work too hard. It means that getting the high score is not really the primary needs. Yeah, the getting the sleep enough sleep is much better. So I suggest that if you only sleep only for 6 hours, if it is possible, you can still take a nap for 30 minutes or 1 hour if you have the time during the noon or the afternoon.
Mm, yeah.
Or at least if you do not have the time to take a nap, I think that yeah, around 7 7 hours is the least. But 7 hours in deep sleep. We're not talking about uh, the sleep with the low quality sleep, right?
Mm, yeah. Uh, Actually, I have a friend who had worse experience than me. I mean, she told me the day before a quiz, a physics quiz. She told me that she didn't sleep at all.
Who?
Just my friend, one of my friend in my class, she said that she didn't sleep at all because she studied hard.
Wow.
Really, really hard. Oh my god. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they risk not their health, but they risk their life.
Yeah.
If a person doesn't have enough sleep, it means that his or her heart never get a rest, and it can stop whenever and wherever. When the heart stops, it means that this life is over. This life is over, game over for you. If your friends only thinks that the sleep is like a game, then the game will be over. The game is over. If you are playing a game, you can still repeat it whenever we want it. If we have the money, we want to repeat the gadget. But in this life, when you have already died, you live only once. There will be a second chance for you to not to have the, yeah, you will not have the chance to repeat for the mistakes that uh, you have already done. So whenever you are doing the, yeah, whenever you are doing uh, the mistakes, it will cost you anything. When your life is gone, it will cost you. No matter how expensive the money that you get, no matter how high the careers that you have, no matter whatever in this world. But when your life is finished, you are leaving this world, you die, nothing is more meaningful than the health itself. Because life is only once in this world.
Yeah, I know, sir. But
Yeah.
uh I see that some of my friends, I mean, we don't have the same capability in understanding a material that our professor taught us. I mean, some has the ability to understand it quickly. Some has some has to study harder, or like, I mean, they had much longer time to understand material. I mean, understand that. Therefore, I mean, I understand that they had to sleep less in order to study more, because yeah, I just know some of my friends that they are that that have to uh
Work
study
more extra hours by studying more.
extra hours. Yeah.
But I think that a good place like the ITB should have provide the tutorials for giving the chance for the students that needs the more tuition, like the tutorials from the students that wants to get the extra money,
Yeah.
uh, to meet them in the, for example, a special part of the campus. So these clever students that can understand anything that you say, that you, some of your friends can understand very easily what the professor has taught, will give the tutorial for the students that need more guidance as a part of the solution, rather than they study by themselves, but in their emptiness of mind, they do not understand what they have already learned. It is better for them to get the tutorials from the students that have already understood the whole material. What I think. What
Okay,
What do you
so
think about
actually,
it?
yeah, actually, the tutorials were given only uh oh only a few days before the exam.
Yeah, but I
The
think that is it's not a good idea, Clara. What I say is The tutorial should be given during the first semester or when the subject is being taught. So from the few days of the learning, we can already, if the professor wants to know, the professor has already been able to evaluate which ones of the student and how many of them that needs the tutorial. But the tutorial is given not by the professor, not by the lecturer, but there should be the assistant, like the TA, teaching assistant, or the students that are clever enough, or your seniors, masters, that part of the subject that will becomes the tutor in giving the tutorial groups for the students that need the more guidance in understanding the lesson.
Actually had tutorials every week as well. Usually during the tutorial we would discuss some questions, but I don't know, um but yeah, chemistry actually doesn't have tutorial, but physics and mathematics have tutorial time. But sometimes the during the tutorials, it was not. I mean, the assistant wasn't really. I mean, how do I explain it? Wait. Uh, hmm. Actually, no. Okay. Okay. Actually, for example, math. Actually, my professor taught us the material. I mean, he was really slow at giving explaining the materials. So during during the tutorial, our assistant would be overwhelmed because he realized how slow our professor taught us in our class. Therefore, like we don't cover enough
So
the
the teaching
material.
assistants that give the tutorial for all of you will speed up or accelerate the lesson or not.
Uh,
It means that he or she will speed up by teaching you more than the materials that the professor has already taught you.
yeah, it will speed up. Yeah, that's why I sometimes have had hard time during the tutorials because I hadn't studied there by myself. So when my assistant kind of explained me about the topics that hadn't been covered by my professor at class,
Mm.
I was having a hard time to understand that.
So the teaching material is a senior student, a couple of level higher than you.
Uh, what? Sorry, sir. I mean,
The
what did?
teaching assistant that teach you, that give the tutorial, is
Oh,
a
actually,
graduate student or an employee or a student too. I mean, like your seniors, but has already been a couple of years more than you.
I think he was an employee. I mean, he had his master degree. He had already graduated,
But
and then he
he is an instructor, but not the real professor, right?
was an assistant. Yeah,
The we can say the TA, teaching assistant.
yeah, teaching assistant. Yeah.
3.
To be honest, actually, studying in class wouldn't be enough for me, and actually for students in
So
general.
the tutorials that is given, should we pay the extra money more? The
Oh
extra
no,
money?
it's completely free. It's
Free.
already part of the tuition fee.
Yeah, okay. So the tuition
Uh,
in ITB is quite expensive, or it is subsidized by the government.
Actually, you can choose to. not pay it. You can ask for you can ask for uh
You mean the subsidy?
subsidy, sir.
Yeah, the
Yeah, you can
subsidy is subsidy.
you can ask for subsidy. You can pay 0 rupiahs. You can
Yeah,
then you
like
can
the
get it free.
facilitation or ethereality. We can see the ethereality, keringanan.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Can you see my
Yeah.
screen? The Google Translate I open for you.
No, it's still the Excel, Microsoft
Okay.
Excel.
Okay. This one. This one ada I say the ethereality keringanan or the ethereality or the mission of the payment.
Theoretically.
Ethereality. You can say the ethereality. Ethereality. Ethereality is kelembutan, but also probably keringanan. But
Keringanan biaya.
we will say see it first. But probably this is not the correct usage. Probably the remission, probably the discount.
Dispensation.
The remission can be remission, the lessening of something, reduction of something. Yeah,
Remission.
we can see the remission, the remission of payment.
Remission. Okay.
Yeah. We can ask for the remission of payment if we think that it is too expensive for you to pay, right?
Yeah, we can ask for remission. Yeah. I mean, it has requirements. I mean, if we want to ask for remission for the tuition fee, we have to meet a lot of requirements. For example, we have to tell them what our parents do and
Yeah,
how
like
much they get
yeah,
from
like
their job.
you are really a person that is in need of being helped or not.
Yeah.
Like probably you are a poor family, you live in
Yeah.
the
They
condition
even
of where your parents actually do not have the capability of paying the tuition. But if you tell them so, but you are living in an apartment luxuriously, how can the people trust it?
they wouldn't give me actually.
Yeah.
Because they even tell you that you have to take a photo of your house
Wow.
and of your electricity bill.
Wow, that's yeah, actually the electricity bill we can still borrow from our from our
Oh yeah, actually
neighbor, right?
yeah.
We can probably
Actually,
still ask from our neighbors, but yeah, there should be many things that actually we can do if we want to be dishonest,
yeah.
right?
Actually, the most important thing that we also have to write essay. Yeah, I don't know what the essay is about, but yeah, I mean, some of my friends did ask for the remission.
Some of your friends coming from Jambi,
Yeah,
so the remission is given to them or not?
yeah, but not full remission. They got half of the
You mean half?
yeah, half
Clara,
of
half.
the
The
half
L
yeah
is not red.
half
Silent
half
word.
yeah half
The no, not half or half.
half
The L is not red.
oh
Half
half
or half. L-nya
oh
tidak dibaca. L-nya tidak dibaca karena ini adalah silent word.
oh I see
Silent word. So we can only say half or half.
Oh.
The silent word. The L is not read.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So according to you, the remission is not given fully, but your
Yeah.
friends coming from Jambi, uh, do they actually accept it appropriately? Like you really think that they are coming from the poor family?
I mean, they are not actually really that poor, but I know that probably their father, I mean their penghasilan, their
Huh?
penghasilan,
Their
penghas,
father's income
yeah, their father's income probably is not, I
really
mean,
high.
really high, yeah.
Yeah, you
So they
say
have
that it's
to
not
manage
sufficient.
their money
Tidak cukup.
well,
It's not sufficient.
yeah. Uh, mm, so they, yeah.
So they ask for the remission,
Yeah, but they didn't get
the full
full
remission.
remission, only half of the tuition.
Half
The
the tuition. So what for one semester? How much they should pay?
For one semester, we have to pay 12, 12,
Million.
12 and half million. 12,5
One.
juta.
Yeah. So 12.5 millions in
Oh,
6 months.
yeah, in 6 months.
That is quite high, yeah.
Oh, really? But
Yeah.
compared to Binus is more expensive.
So Binus, how much? 30
Binus,
millions.
uh, back then when I actually, before I decided to study at ITB, I actually looked at Binus fee, tuition fee, because my mom actually asked me to go to Binus, but I actually didn't want at that time.
Your brother studied in Malaysia.
Yeah,
Oh
in
yeah, different, yeah. So Malaysia was quite high, or Indonesian is higher.
of course Malaysia is higher, sir. Of
Oh
course.
yeah,
But I
when I studied in UT, you know UT Universitas Terbuka,
okay, I know
for one credit it cost me around 20,000.
twenty
One credit,
thousand.
yeah. If you have the credit semester, like four credits, so it's 80,000. That was quite cheap. But the last time I almost graduated, the prices got rise to become 40,000 already, if I'm not mistaken. But
Oh,
we all already thought that it was high enough. Yeah,
oh,
because in the UT you do not have a teacher to teach you.
oh.
You buy the module, you study by yourself. There is the tutorial groups in the online group, but actually the tutor only appears, give the materials, then some of them never appear again until the next modules where they should appear. So when you are in the discussion, you are giving into the online group, you only have the work the explanation, like the initiation 1, initiation 2. You got the lesson and the explanation, but really the tutor really never give the feedback on anything that we are asking. So I mean, yeah, although it
Oh,
is cheap, but you do not have really get the
yeah,
full knowledge of, like the one, if I do not have the real basic of English, I cannot get
yeah.
the the lesson from there. That's all, honestly.
Oh, so actually, how much is the total tuition fee for
Yeah,
you, sir, to complete
there
the
there was no tuition fee, Clara. Only
oh,
the credit of the semester of the lesson that you took. If you took the, for example, I take the 2 lesson, one is 3 credits, one is 4 credits. So the credits is multiplied with the 20,000 that I had to pay.
Oh.
There was no tuition fee because no
Oh.
teacher teaching. In some certain, in some certain, in some certain major, like for teaching the small kids, like the early age kids, we can say that pendidikan anak PAUD, pendidikan anak usia dini, for the early ages education, some of them sometimes get the tutorials, but they have to pay especially for the tutorials that is held each time differently.
Oh.
That's all
Okay.
what I say.
Okay. I see.
Clara, I will stop the recording, yeah?
Yeah.
I will
Okay.
stop the recording first so that I can convert it into the video. I stop the recording first. Thank you.
Okay.